Representative Gosar from Arizona.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Now, there isn't oceanfront property in Arizona, but we're still waiting, at least not yet. But offshore energy dominance is crucial for my state, just as it is for those of the Gulf of America. More offshore leads to lower energy prices and therefore more economic security for working Americans. When the industry is certain that it can deploy needed infrastructure without undue regulatory burden, then it can grow and thrive, helping to achieve energy dominance. Now, I didn't say lack of accountability. You didn't hear that part from me. But we do need to pursue other forms of certainty too. Take 3 Mile Island. It came out of the mothballs just now for 20 years of dependability and energy, talking about these big platforms. That's why pursuits like President Trump's Sovereign Welfare Fund and my act, the Lasso Act, are very important because I trust the American people to do something about this. And Mr. Chason, I want to say thank you very much to your answer to Ms. Hagerman's aspect in regards for the American people. Because what this Lasso Act does is it puts Social Security in that fund so that they can actually help develop it. I trust the American people to make those decisions. Now, you also brought Mr. Tarpley and Mr. Chason. You talked about 10 years from discovery to getting something out of it. Boy, that's a touch in a bucket. I mean, we've got Resolution Coppers talking 30 years, 30 plus years, and we're still going, okay? So President Biden's 625 million acre OCS withdrawal was an attack on the American energy dominance. He committed a similar assault in my state where he created a 1.6 million acre national monument adjacent but not in the Grand Canyon, restricting uranium mining. And I'd love to have a conversation about that one too. So you're familiar with also the technology that we export, right, Mr. Chason, Mr. Tarpley? How did that affect Lithuania? Can you talk a little bit about
Sir, I can't answer.
Well, what happened is Lithuania wanted to change away from Russia. And what we had is we didn't have a way to get them the liquefied natural gas. So what you folks did in the energy cycle is you put together these big containers, you liquefied it. They invested in a ship that they actually could decompress it into their gas lines, and voila, they were very independent. So very, very touching. Next one I want to bring out is a blue whale discovery in Vietnam. Okay, so once again, big, huge national asset for them. And what are they doing? They're doing it cleanly because of American natural gas and exploration. I think that's very incredible what you guys do. You're exporting it as well as the techniques, but as well as the energy. Now, I heard a lot of things. I was very upset to hear some of the comments that were used here this morning, just like Mr. Begich from Alaska. You know, these terminologies using, I want to make sure I had this right. Energy sacrifices. Miss Howell, you can't believe in that, do you?
I don't know what you're referring to.
Well, we had a gentleman over here from California talk about energy sacrifices, sacrificial zones. Come on now, that's not hardly a conversation worth mattering. That's a name calling, right?
Well, I think the name calling might have started with Chairman Stauber's remark about radical environmental extremists.
Well, you know, I'll tell you something about that. We're going to find out something about that.
I agree.
Yeah. We're going to find out from IRS records about who's giving to who on these NGOs. I think that transparency is everything. I'm happy about transparency. Let's let the people decide. Let's bring the transparency out, okay? So, but I think hardly that is a discussion about energy. So we're going to need more energy or less energy coming up here, Mr. Chason?
We need more.
How about you, Ms. Tarpley?
We need a lot more.
Ms. Wilson?
We're going to need a lot more.
How about you, Ms. Howell?
I agree.
Okay, I mean, I go on my 303 part of my district, it's a road, and every 2 weeks we have a new building going up. And guess what? It's all these data centers. Oh, by the way, I brought up 3 Mile Island, right? Do you know why 3 Mile Island came on board? For exactly that, for data centers. So they're competing with the national folk who are trying to get these affordable prices across the board. Do you see that being in competition, Mr. Chason?
Competition? I think it's AI is going, that data centers are going to be taking more power, more energy than we can produce right now.
But competition is going to actually lower the price, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you. How about you, Mr. Wilson?
I'd agree with that.
How about you, Mrs.?
I think competition across all forms of energy is critical.
Thank you very much. And you, Mr. Tarpley?
I agree. Competition's good.
Thank you, all you.